How many teams can a Scrum Master master? Hi, I'm Neil Benson from Customer Academy. Imagine this scenario. You're interviewing for a Scrum Master role with a Microsoft Business Apps partner. Now, they're new to Scrum and they've got lots of demand from lots of customers for upcoming Dynamics 365 and Power Platform projects that want to take a Scrum approach, but they just don't have a lot of Scrum Masters. The partner has got 4 or 5 developers in mind for each project, and they don't have much Scrum experience. But the hiring manager does know it would be ideal to have one Scrum Master for each team. But until they deliver some of these projects successfully, they're a little bit skeptical of Scrum, and they haven't got approval for more than one Scrum Master right now. It could be you. The hiring manager's question is this: how many Scrum teams can you coach? How would you answer that question? Or what would your follow-up question be? Here are 3 ways I might respond. The first one is with a sports analogy. I would ask the hiring manager to think of some of the world's greatest coaches: Jose Mourinho, Greg Popovich, Bill Belichick, or Hope Powell. How many teams did those world-class coaches coach at once? Now, their teams are world-class, championship-winning teams, and I bet their players knew all the rules, had plenty of experience in their sport, but yet those teams didn't share their head coach with other teams. In fact, they had multiple coaches. They had assistant coaches coaching for different positions. They had discipline coaches coaching for mindset and nutrition and sleep and other factors like that. So if those world-class coaches can't coach more than one team at once, what chance have I got? Just a Scrum Master with a bit of experience and a couple of certifications. I'm not going to claim that I can coach 4 or 5 Scrum teams at once if world-class sports coaches can't do it. My second response to the hiring manager might be to ask them to just consider the logistics of being a Scrum Master for 4 or 5 Scrum teams. Think about the hours spent in planning and facilitating events, which is something you're going to be asked to do if you've got a new Scrum team and you're an experienced Scrum Master. You've got a couple of hours in sprint planning. The course of 2 weeks, you've probably got an hour or 2 in daily scrums between planning those, executing them, and doing some follow-ups. And the same for the sprint review and the sprint retrospective. That's probably 8 to 10 hours per team every 2 weeks. Now, add all that up, you've got 50 or 60 hours of worth of work. How much time do you have left for actually coaching any of those teams? And imagine if none of those teams ran their sprints on the same day, and none of them ever had to change an event because of product owner availability or some other factor. Now, the truth is that we need to change events schedule from time to time, and those Scrum teams are probably going to kick off their sprints on pretty much the same day. So you're stuffed. Your calendar is going to be jam-packed, and you're not going to be able to move it around. So you're not going to be able to give any of those teams the time and attention they deserve. And the third factor, and this is pretty blunt, this is going to be right in the hiring manager's face, and I'm probably going to get kicked out of the interview. But if you think that one Scrum Master can do the job of 4 or 5 Scrum Masters, then I've got great news for you. Because one developer should therefore be able to do the job of 4 or 5 developers. And all of those projects you've got coming up, well, you can just deliver them with one team, right? You can deliver 4 or 5 projects at once with just a team of 4 or 5 developers. Either you'll save your customers a fortune because they're only paying 20% of the billable fees that you'd estimated, or you'll make a fortune on your bottom line because you're going to have fired the other 80% of the developers. Isn't that amazing? Of course it's not possible. There's no way that one person can do the work of 4 or 5. And with all the will in the world, there's no way I, as a Scrum Master, am going to be willing to sign up to an organization who thinks that I can do the job of 4 or 5 other people. That's super stressful. Nobody's going to be happy. And I'm going to end up getting fired. So, no thanks. I'm going to turn down your job and tell you. Now, response number 3 is probably a little bit blunt, to be honest. But I don't want an impossible, super stressful job trying to do the job of 4 or 5 people. My blunt response is never going to lead to a job offer. At least I hope it doesn't. But I hope it does cause them to rethink how many teams one Scrum Master can coach at once. What do you think? Are you a Scrum Master that's ever been asked to coach more than one team? Or are you coaching more than one team at the moment? Or are you a developer or product owner who works with a polyamorous Scrum Master who's off coaching other teams when they should be coaching yours? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to find out more. And if you enjoyed this video and you're maybe a Scrum Master or budding Scrum Master in a Microsoft Business Applications partner, and you want to find out more about how to use the Scrum framework to run your Dynamics 365 and Power Platform projects, then check out this other video that I have about Scrum Master training and certification. In the meantime, keep sprinting. Bye for now.